Well, good morning.
Good morning.
So as you guys saw, we ran up, got some supplies that we needed to continue with the build, and in between rainstorms we've been coming out and getting the prep work done in order to start the next part of the build.
Yeah, basically our next part is to do all of our subfacia on the whole house, and we want to start with the gable sides, and we're going to build what's called lookouts. A lot of you guys have asked that question of how the gables are going to be framed, why they're lower, and questions like that, so we're going to show you guys how to do that today.
All right. Do you think you have enough stuff on your tool belt?
I'm ready to go.
Oh, the sun is trying.
Yeah. All right, we got one framed up. Looks really cool.
So we mentioned we've been like trying to work in between the rainstorms. Well, there's some rain coming now, and of course, like, we just did a load of laundry. We have them hanging on the clothesline, and it's going to start pouring rain.
It literally said it's not going to rain till 2 o'clock in the morning, so we're like, well, let's do a quick load of laundry and we'll jump out and put the blocks on. Now it says in the next 14 minutes, 100% chance of rain.
Yeah, so we'll see how heavy the rain is. The clothes get more wet. I don't know what to do about it, but yeah, we're gonna start now on the front here, the house. We have our scaffolding set up. We already have all of our blocks cut, like we mentioned. Yeah. And we're gonna try and beat this weather. It's definitely coming from over there. That's the south. It always, well, southwest, so, or east, I'm sorry. No, west, yeah. Always. Yeah. It's one of those.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Most of our weather comes from that way. Every once in a while it comes from the north. But
Usually
it's usually from the southwest. But yeah, we're just gonna.
We're either making a house or making water, one or the other.
That's right. So we feel really bad because, you know, the Mama Robin built her nest inside the house here in one of the kitchen windows, and you know, she doesn't want to be in there when we're over here, and we have no choice. We have to get this done. So we tried to like take breaks and let her come back so she can be back on the eggs. And it just started raining. Like it actually started. Hopefully it won't rain too hard, but it's not too promising. Instrument, did you find your ball? Huh? Yeah? Yeah? Get it. I'm gonna get it.
All right, so this is a little close-up shot of how this lookout works. It goes all the way back to a truss behind it, and it gets nailed in, and then it comes over and it sits on top of the girder, and then whatever overhang, we're having a 16-inch overhang. So this is 14.5 inches, and then we're gonna add an 1.5 inch board here to create our 16-inch opening. But instead of this just hanging on nails that you would nail into the girder so that it can kind of sag over time, this kind of prevents that, and it kind of gives it like a cantilever, which helps balance this, and you don't ever have any sag in your gable soffit. So it's really a really strong connection.
Oh man, we are about to get poured on. I think I need to get down. I don't like being up here anyways. This is really high, but like you can see, rain is just starting to... All right, you gotta hurry up.
Hurry! Pay me board.
Oh, gosh. It just keeps getting closer and closer. All right, there's your board.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Oh boy, we gotta hurry.
Yeah.
Can you go up more?
Oh gosh.
All right, quick run!
Oh. We tried.
We're trying.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
So after we got rained out, we actually took an entire week off. Today is Tuesday. Tuesday was the last time we were out here.
Yep.
And it was for a really, really wonderful reason.
Yeah, our son came to visit and stayed for 4 or 5 days here, and we just had a blast. Showed him the property, went and visited family and stuff. So it was really a lot of fun.
Yeah, so Jake is our oldest son. He lives down in Texas. He is a pilot in the Air Force. And it was so nice to have him here. He was here last year at the same time for Memorial Weekend. But this time we actually had a little extra time with him, which was wonderful. And spending time with him was like
Top
just
priority.
the
Yeah.
top priority. But we are back out here today. We are going to continue where we left off, which is finishing these lookouts.
Yep.
And because the scaffolding is already right here, instead of like jumping to the back of the house and continuing with the lookouts back there, we're going to jump on the subfascia once we get these lookouts up.
Yeah, there's no sense in us tearing this scaffolding down to just come back and set it
Yeah.
back up to put the subfascia on. So we're going to go ahead and finish the lookouts, and then, like she said, we're going to start doing our subfascia, at least on this end, and then we'll figure out whether we want to jump to the garage because it's right here. So
Yeah,
it's good.
so,
All right.
all right.
All right, so we're getting ready to do our first subfascia. And so what we've done is we put a board up on the scaffolding. Tanya's gonna get on the low side here, and she's gonna hold our board up so that it's just past that truss edge right there. So I have a level line on there, and that's where we're gonna cut that off to attach another board to create our subfascia. So we're gonna go ahead and go up this rake first. So I'm gonna be at the very top holding it up. She's gonna make sure that we're long enough down here, and then I'll start nailing it down into all those lookouts, work my way all the way down here, and then we'll put this subfascia on, which will tie this corner in, and then we'll put our last little block in there, and then we'll jump to the other side.
Oh, you almost missed.
Almost. We'll count some pressure in the hand grenades.
Not with my scaffolding legs today. Yeah, I'm on the wrong side of the board.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, boy.
Just remember, if you fall, you probably just bounce because you're not that high. All right.
Okay, slow down.
Are you gonna be able to see that line?
Yeah. That's why I had you mark it on the bottom. So go towards you. Like, right about there.
I just have to make sure that I'm good at the top here. I wish I hadn't played golf. Okay, you go up a little, right there, down just a little. So here is the furthest truss away from that subfacia board we just put up, and I'm going to do the same thing I did on that first girder. That way I can get a mark at the top, and then we are going to run a string line from this truss to that new subfacia board. We'll pop it so that we know that this is like perfectly straight. Then we'll go ahead and level this down for our 612. We'll cut that off, and then we'll put this new subfacia board on here, which will lock this whole corner together.
So we're both realizing that after taking a week off, we're both just like we're having a hard time like getting used to be up on the scaffolding and up on the ladders and everything. But it's like, it's crazy how one board makes such a difference on the build. Like, just changes how it looks. Oh, getting exciting.
Okay, up a little. Okay.
See, I don't know. Oh, I can't.
All right, so we're gonna need some leverage here.
What? Oh, I remember we did this on the barn.
Yeah.
This board. Should I get down?
Oh, yeah, you might be easier to get down and do it. See if you can do it right there, just with that.
I know, but I can't remember. How did I do it?
Put it on top of the double sill plate and underneath of that, because you have to go up.
Yeah. I think
Probably not enough.
I think I can get it. Yeah, I can totally get it.
You. You're a beast.
Wait, let me down from this ladder. Oh.
All right. That worked pretty good. Got all up there. We got our 14.5 hanging over to make 16 overall. But before we can finish this up, obviously we need to put the trusses on top of this dog trot. And so we have that just hanging there long. We'll cut that off when we go to do our trusses, or the dog trot subfascia, and we'll tie those in just like we did this outside corner here. All right, so now we're gonna do that peak. That piece is about 16 inches or so. And what I'm gonna do is put some blocking in behind that piece that I could fasten to the lookouts, and then I could fasten this subfacia board to that. That'll give it really a good strong connection. So I'm gonna cut a couple boards and then we'll jump up there.
Mama Robin is right up there on the peak. She's not happy with us right now.
Okay, so we're up here on the peak, and here is kind of how it's starting out. So we put this board behind the subfascia, and it tied in this lookout and this lookout, which makes this connection here strong, just because this is going to be a butt connection. And so what we're going to do is line it up here so it's flush, and then get it up to the peak here, and it's long. And I'm going to take the next board and put it over the top of it and figure out where my short points are going to be. And then once I cut those, or once I mark those two short points, I could go ahead and put a 6/12 pitch on both those. And then in theory, it should come right together perfect. So I'll go ahead and put that up there, mark it out, and then we'll cut those. All right, so we're back on the ground, and here is my mark where the two short points come together. And I kind of just traced a little bit about where that other board was behind it. And in theory, if you line up where this board touches the bottom and top, it should be a 6/12. So what we're going to do is put our...
Because our roof is a 6/12.
Yep, because our roof is a 6/12. So what I'm doing is lining up the 6 right here. These are the common rafters. So that is a 6/12. And so if I line up that point and that point, it gets me a 6/12, so it's perfect. So what we do is we're just going to mark this angle right there, and we'll cut this off, and then we're going to cut this off, and then that should plug right in up there, and then I'll test fit it to make sure, and then we'll go ahead and cut the other side. Okay, so I went up there and test fit the other one, set it on top of this board, and just traced a line on there. And you can see there's my bottom mark where I lined up the short points up there. And then there's where I traced the top point. So you can see this is going to come together. And then there's the board I just traced. So it looks like it works out perfect. Let me cut this side off and then we can throw it up.
Nice, like a glove. All right, so as you can see, we moved to the side of the house here, and what we're gonna do is we're actually not gonna continue the subfascia all the way down today, but we do wanna get at least one of our 16-foot subfascia boards up on the side here to lock this front subfascia in with that one. So what Levi's doing now is he's marking where we need to pop our chalk line so that we can cut all of the rafter tails down to the correct size, and then we'll go ahead and install that subfascia, and then we're going to jump over to the garage.
You have to pull it super tight.
Yeah, I have it pretty tight.
Don't pull it that tight.
You just told me pull it super tight. Second time was the charm. What you doing? Do you want to say hi? Huh? Mr. Man? Can you say hi? All right, so we are at the front of the garage now, and what Levi is doing is he cut a board at a 6/12 pitch, just kind of a scrap piece, and he is gonna attach it up there temporarily so that when we go to put our 16-foot or almost 16-foot subfascia board up there, that he can make sure the 2 points line up perfectly, because we don't want like one to be half of an inch taller or lower or whatever. So that's what he's doing now. He's gonna attach that, like I said, temporarily, and then we'll throw the subfascia up.